Okay. Well, welcome to our leadership call. I'm so excited. My name is Ainsley Somerville, and we have a special guest, Elizabeth Greive, today. And I cannot wait to get into all of the good stuff with her because we have spent some time on the phone, and she just blows me away. I know she's going to just excite you and light a fire under you. Mel offered to open us up in prayer this morning, and well, it's morning for you guys, I guess. And then we'll jump in and get started. So thanks, Mel.
Pray with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Where I'm sitting, the sun is shining in my window. So Father, we thank you for just the perfect weather you've given us where we are. Thank you for this gathering, Father. And I would just pray that you would clear our minds and that we would not bring in here, anything that you would not want us to focus on. We would focus on each other, that you would be with our conversations, that you would keep them uplifting and positive. And Father, we just pray over all our businesses, every person that's represented here, God, we give you our business today. We give it wholeheartedly. We give it to you. We just lay it down and surrender it. Father, with Elizabeth, give her confidence and just really just be able to absorb all that you want us to have. Amen. Who needs to mute? There you go.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so I welcome Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a Ruby ambassador, and remind me, I think her direct upline is Tracy Fordyce. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. And how she came to Plexus is really cool, and so I want her to share her story first, and then we'll dive into some of the tips she can give us. But I want you guys to see how Facebook groups and just people you know and how other people can come to your team that you may or may not have a relationship with, or maybe they're watching your Facebook and you think they're not. Anyways, her story kind of wraps all of that together, and it's really unique. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be on the call with you guys. When I first started, I didn't even know really what Plexus was, never even tried the pink drink in my life. I suffered for many years with a lot of stomach issues and a lot of hormone imbalance. And should I go into my whole story or just give a short version? What do you think?
Give enough of it so they can understand what your struggles were.
So throughout the years, ever since I had kids, like my body was just never the same. It might have looked fine on the outside, but the inside was really suffering. And every month before I would start my cycle, I would get really dizzy. Went to several different doctors. No one could really find the root cause of it. When they kind of think they figured out what was going on, my hormone levels were dropping. They wanted to put me on a synthetic hormone, and I wasn't okay with being the age of 24 at the time on a synthetic hormone. Other doctors wanted to stop my cycle. I was not okay with that because I wanted to have more kids. So really, I just dealt with the dizziness because there was no options for me. No one could really find a good natural answer to help me. On top of that, I suffered with a lot of stomach issues. I was diagnosed with IBS and had severe constipation. And I was actually on a pharmaceutical drug for about 3 years that was taken off the market for giving women heart attacks. So after that was taken off the market, I was really still struggling inside. I had upper GI scopes done, colonoscopies done. No one could really find out what was wrong. Over the years, I was in and out of the ER all the time when no one could find out what was wrong. One time my husband had to rush me to the ER in the middle of my daughter's dance recital. I missed her dancing because I was suffering in pain. So I dealt with a lot of these health issues throughout the years, probably total about 14 years. If you ask my best friend from grade school, she will tell you that I've suffered ever since I was little with stomach issues. And she's right, I have. And So it was December of 2017, 2 days before Christmas. I had a major, major stomach attack, and I ended up in the hospital. I get to the hospital, throwing up green bile. My blood pressure is 80/40. I felt like I was going to pass out, and they start an IV, do my blood work, run tests on me, on my stomach, and the doctor can't find anything wrong. He's like, everything looks good. And I'm like, looking on my phone, trying to research what's going on myself. And I come across gastritis, which is inflammation of the gut. And I was like, do you think this is what I could have? And he's like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's call it that. So, so I get home, and I'm like, okay, I got to take action here because no one is able to help me at all. And I joined a Facebook group, a support group for women that have, stomach issues. And I seriously prayed out to the Lord, and I was like, please, Lord, help me. I cannot do this anymore. I can't be a good mom when I'm suffering, inside daily. And 3 days after I prayed, this lady, who I have no idea who she is, reached out to me about plexus and gut health. And I was like, never even heard of it. And she's like, well, it's all natural, and it's a 60-day money back guarantee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. And then I was like, you know what? I think I have a friend that does plexus. And so I reached out to Tracy. She was one of my Facebook friends. And I'm like, do you do plexus? And she's like, yeah, I do it for fibromyalgia. And I was like, oh, really? Do you think it would help my stomach? And she's like, absolutely. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to get started? And she gave me her website, and I got on there, and I had no idea what I was going to order. I was just on her website, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't know what to order. So I ended up picking the biggest welcome pack there was, because I was like, why not? And so she asked me after I signed up, she's like, why did you choose that? I'm like, well, I didn't know what to choose, so I just picked that one. And she's like, okay. So I waited for my products to come in, and January 5th was the first time I ever tried the pink drink. And before I even tried it, I took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook about the start of my new health and wellness journey. And after I posted it, all these people were commenting about plexus and how they wanted to try it, because I had no intentions at all of working the business. Like, I'm a busy mom of 3. I, work full time. I don't have time for anything else. Well, all these people were like wanting more information, wanting to try it. And I'm like, well, I just took a sip of it for the first time myself, but if you guys want to try it, that's fine. I have a website. And it slowly snowballed into what it is today. 2 weeks on the products, I was noticing I was less bloated. I was going to the bathroom on my own. I was having more energy. I was feeling really good. And people noticed that because they knew I was suffering daily. And I would say about month 4, month 5 on the triplex consistently is when I noticed I was not dizzy anymore before I would start my cycle. So it took my body several months before it regulated itself out, my hormones out, to where I don't even have, period cramps anymore or anything like that. It's like, oh, surprise, which is wonderful.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so you guys, a couple of things to kind of notate on that. Number 1, guide your new ambassadors on where, what to order. But it's amazing that she picked something that, helped her. But make sure that, you don't just throw your website out there. That's important. And I know Elizabeth has learned that on her own, because she signs people up directly, which is the best way to do it. And I will tell you, I just 5 minutes ago had a nightmare experience where I could not get the person to sign up with me over the phone. And so guess what? They signed up as a customer instead of an ambassador, and we had to go through the refund process, and that is not fun. So get them on the phone and sign them up and walk them through it. That is the best way, hands down, to get your ambassador signed up and guide them through what they need. So that was the biggest thing that stuck out to me. but also that it took her 4 to 5 months before she had a major shift. She saw a few things, you know, in the beginning, but it took time. So remember to guide your ambassadors that this is not a quick fix, that we are, you know, 60 to 90 days minimum before you're going to start seeing, you know, some major differences, and then remind them to look for non-scale victories. I think those are important things to kind of point out. Okay, so Elizabeth has since then rocketed her way to Ruby, and I'm assuming pretty close to senior Ruby. So she's earned winner's dinner already for convention, and she's earned not one but 2 iPads under herself and her husband. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Are you is he working the business, or are you signing people up underneath him?
Oh, kind of both, I would say. He does do a good job of sharing. And if there is people that he has reached out to, he's like, well, my wife can give you more information. You know, so I kind of, he'll start it, and then I'll just seal the deal.
Okay.
You know?
And that's very, very common. My husband will call me like, this person wants to talk about this.
I know the health part, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But the fact that he's sharing, that's awesome. Okay, so anyways, I want to hear a couple of the things that you've shared with me in the past. I want to preface this, you guys, if you're watching the recording, I know everybody that's on here is a rock and roll and business builder, but if you're jumping on the recording and you're like, whoa, I just want to share with a few people, this is going to be a little bit past that. Elizabeth is a runner, okay? She is somebody who is not stopping. She wants to leave her full-time position and be home with her kids. And so this is the more intense side of the business building that you will see. And but here's what I wanted to say. If you're looking at people like Elizabeth and you're going, how are they doing this? How are they getting all of these people? You have to understand the hard work that they're putting in. And if you want the same results that they're having, you have to be willing to put in the same kind of action. Okay. And so if you're sitting back and reaching out to a couple of people every few days, your results are not going to look like Elizabeth. So she's going to share with you a couple of things, what her IPA looks like, and how she is creating relationships with new people, with strangers. Go for it.
Okay, so what I do every day is I add new Facebook friends. And that was kind of hard at first for me to accept that it was something I needed to do to grow my business. Okay, because I do have kids, you know, and putting their pictures and opening my information up on social media is kind of scary. But it was something that I had to do to grow this business. My Facebook is not public, so I can choose which posts that I want public, and I usually don't choose like a bunch of pictures of my kids to be public. I mean, everybody's different and everybody feels differently, but that's just how I feel about it. But I add like friends of friends and friends of friends on Facebook daily. I at least add 5, and I think that is very, very important. Once those people accept my friend request, I always send them a private message right off the bat. Okay. Because what I want to do is I want to start creating that relationship, that friendship with them. So then they can trust me and get to know me and not just think I'm just somebody. And I definitely don't want them to think I'm somebody that's trying to sell them something, because that is not me at all. So once they accept my friend request, I just send them a simple message of, hey, nice to meet you. I start it easy as that. And I wait for them to respond. You know, some people respond, some people don't. And the people that do respond, you know, I look on their page and I try to find a connection with them, something that we can talk about. You know, with it's their kids or, you know, their job or, you know, whatever we can kind of have in common with. And I start a conversation that way. And I keep that conversation going, you know, for, I don't know, a few weeks before I'll bring in, you know, any plexus at all, maybe even a month.
Elizabeth, I wanted to jump in and just ask you, because I asked you this earlier and I know my team wants to know, what happens when they say, who are you or how do I know you?
Okay, I do get that sometimes. And if I do, I'm like, I'm not really sure how, we connected. Maybe we have some mutual friends, or, some of them I'll be like, oh, you were on the country mom side or something like that, however, there's a connection. I try to say that, but if not, I'm just like, I don't really remember how we got connected,
And sorry, I keep interrupting you. And tell us how you choose people. That was another thing you talked to me about.
Okay, so another thing is I'm very particular, like about their profile picture. Is that what you're talking about? How I choose people? Yeah. I
She looks for people that can fit the Plexus brand, is right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I do, and I'm pretty particular about that. So, like, if they have nothing against like animals, but if you just have a profile picture of your animal, like, I'm not gonna friend request you. You know what I mean? I'm looking for some go-getters here, some movers and shakers, and those are the people that I need that already have that mindset. So.
You're looking with people with clean profiles, with that aren't super negative on their profile, that aren't using profanity on their profile. She is vetting them before she's adding them as a friend.
And this is kind of crazy, but yesterday, as I was trying to add my new Facebook friends, I clicked on this one girl, and she had all this evil pictures on her profile. Okay, like, to me, no, I'm not going to add you as a friend. Like, I don't need, that's not okay. That's not something I'm looking for, so moved on to the next person. You know what I mean? So I'm just really particular about that stuff. And everybody's different. I'm not saying you have, you can do whatever you want, but that's just what I do. So I create that relationship with them. Once, we're talking for a few weeks or to a month or so, then, I will just ask them, I'll say, have you ever tried the pink drink before? It has helped me so much with my energy levels, my bloating, and overall gut health. And I wait to see, what their response is. And a lot of times they're like, no, I've never heard of it before. Or, oh, you mean that pink drink from Starbucks? And then I kind of go into explaining what the pink drink is and what it helps with. And kind of depending on where our conversation goes, I do send out a lot of samples. So I might ask them if, they would be interested in trying a sample of it. A lot of, most of the time they're like, yeah, I'll try a sample. And I mail them the next day, a sample of the pink drink. And then I give it a few days and I contact them again and I'm like, hey, have you received that sample? And they're like, yeah, I'm getting ready to try it today. I'm like, okay, great. So they try the pink drink and they let me know how they like it. And, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I noticed more energy, with it. Or I noticed I wasn't really as hungry today after I drank it. And then I say, okay, great. I would love to help get you started. What are you looking for? Are you looking for help with bloating, inflammation, gut health, weight loss? And usually I let them tell me what they're needing help with before I kind of guide them either to more of the weight loss side, to the gut health side, or maybe to both. And then we kind of go from there. So I think that that has helped a lot, sending samples.
Awesome. So just to note, she sends one pink drink. I have a habit of oversending. So one, because when they have multiple, it takes them too long. They expect to have some miracle results in 3 days, things like that. So one pink drink in the mail. And then, Elizabeth, other than adding your 5 friends, well, first of all, does anybody have any questions about that section first?
No, but I was just going to mention I ordered that big sample pack that they offered for a discounted price, recently. And, that comes with the 7-day trials. And so that's what I used to send. And I've learned now, strategically, I just break them up. And so then I have 14 individual samples. Before, I thought since they were together, I'd find the right person to send those to. So anyway, if you have anybody that's needing samples or whatever, they could, get those relatively inexpensive, the 7-day trials, and break them up. Maybe everybody else does that, and it's probably a no-brainer to do it. I used to do it differently.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like sending a bunch of samples. The people that I have sent or that have tried like a 7-day trial and ordered from my website, I don't think I've had anybody reorder for some reason. I just don't have good luck with it, and I'm not sure why, but that's just me personally. So they get one sample, and the sample, I tell them up front, it's mainly just for flavor. Sometimes it's hard to tell full results with just one sample.
Awesome. Okay, so other than reaching out to 5 new people, so she is friend requesting 5 people every single day. Okay, people she doesn't know. And that, again, outside of my comfort zone, but if that's what rock stars are doing, that's what we need to be looking at, okay? Outside of that, what does your IPA consist of?
So every day I'm reaching out, trying to build those relationships is what I'm trying to do, because people don't want to feel like you're trying to sell them something. They'll just turn their head to you right away, or unfriend you or block you right away. So I just build those relationships, keep reaching out to them and letting them know that you care about what's going on in their life. That's what they want to feel important. They want to feel like somebody truly cares about them and their health. And that is a big thing, because a lot of times they're not getting that at home. You never know what their home life is. And if you show them that you truly care about, who they are and how they're feeling and what their daily life is, that they're going to trust you and they're going to want to do what you're doing. And I think that's a big thing. So I just, keep reaching out, building those relationships. And when the time's right, I talk to them about how Plexus can help them in their life. And even the business side, like if people are struggling with money, some people I'm like, do this with me. I've been brave the last couple weeks, and I've made some calls, and I'm like, I know that money is a concern, but this is how these products can change your health and you financially. Do this with me, and I have one girl that's still thinking about it. But hopefully she'll come around. So
awesome. You guys what questions do you have for Elizabeth before I keep chatting? Melissa just asked, with fast growth, how are you handling all of the initial follow-up? Are you turning wholesale into business builders, and what are you doing?
Okay. So after I get them to commit to the 90 days of being on the products, I sign them up as wholesale, ambassador, and I kind of go over everything, with them on what that means. And I do tell them that they will have their own website, and they can get their next month's products paid for by sharing with 3 people who could benefit from Plexus, whether it be their mom, sister, or best friend. And then I kind of go from there. I'm like, or if you know anybody that could be silently suffering inside, think how much you could help them, and that really is like wakes them up and like, oh my gosh, you're right, and I will ask them if I can help them do, a first time post. And I've had a couple people say yeah, but a lot of people say, oh, I want to try the products first before I do that. And that's fine, because I don't want to pressure them into doing it and then turning them away, So I'm trying to find the question again. Make sure I answered it. Okay, so with my follow-up, I I just message, I stay on top of all my people. Every couple of days I'm talking to them. The people that are just starting, especially on the triplex, I'm talking to them daily, making sure they're going to the bathroom daily, making sure they're getting their water in. If we need to tweak something, it's so important following up, you know, with your new people to make sure they're staying on track, because you could talk to them one day, one night, and then the next day they say, oh, I went back to retail. And you're like, what happened? What happened overnight? It's so important to keep that relationship with them and keep checking in on them, letting them know that you truly care about their new health and wellness journey, and you're here to see them succeed.
How are you keeping up with that, Elizabeth? Or do you have it in a planner? Are you using the Dough app? What's the best work for you?
I have everybody written down in my notes on my phone. So I save I don't know if you can really see this, but this is all my Plexus stuff in here. Okay. So then I can copy paste. I don't have to type everything out, but I have all my level ones are saved in my phone. And so I don't forget about anybody. I go through my list and I can check up with them. Is that what you mean? Because yes. I did do the Dough app, but I need to purchase it because I do love that. It's helped a lot. And it brings new Facebook people, you know, that you haven't reached out to. It pulls them up and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, because once you get like 2,500, 3,000 Facebook friends, it's hard to, with the way Facebook works now, it's hard to keep track of everybody. So that Dough app is nice that it pulls those people up that you haven't connected with yet.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. And then same thing with the 5 people that you're adding. How are you keeping up with that?
I write them down. So everybody that I came in contact with, I write their names down. So this is just like in the course of 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This is everybody I've created relationships with. So okay. I write their names down. So then, and then if I've talked to them about Plexus or they're interested in Plexus, I put a star by their name, which I probably should get the highlighters and highlight the different colors. But I'm seriously a busy working mom of 3, and I seriously fly by the seat of my pants here. I mean, I need to take more time in doing, you know, getting better organized, and that's what I plan.
But this is proof that you can do all of those things and still have a thriving business. So those of us that sit at home on our bums all day, even though we have kids, that it's not an excuse. Okay, she works a full-time job. She has Fridays off. Okay, she works a full-time job. What?
Fridays off. Yes.
Yeah, full-time job. And she has 3 kids. Okay. And this mama, you guys, I am such a homebody, and I sit at home, and I told her when I move, I'm not doing that anymore. But if you watch Elizabeth's Facebook, she's out all the time doing all sorts of things. I just saw her painting some signs with a bunch of people. Okay. Yes. So she's not sitting around and having all this extra time. She is super busy, and she's still growing a huge, huge business. Okay. So just tuck that in, you know, back of your mind that you can do it. Let the other excuses go. Okay. So Mel asked, what are your best tips to help your business builders take off?
No, that's what I need help with.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say is I asked Elizabeth, she has, is it 1 or 2 people that are considering the business, but she has grown to Ruby on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have 2 golds. I do, but they are kind of wishy-washy. 1 month they're in, and 1 month they're out. Like they probably, they each added 1 person this month. My golds did, and before that they hadn't added anybody since maybe December, November. So they're kind of in, kind of out, and that's okay if they don't want to do it full time like I do it. It's fine, and I have to accept that, you know.
But just so you can see that's not, she doesn't have runners that are like, you know, taking off with her, and so That's big.
You know? And, you know, like, I'm not going to sit here and wait for my team to do this for me. Like, I wouldn't be at Ruby right now if I waited on my team. I'm doing this myself. Like, I have goals, and I have goals that I want to meet by a certain timeline. And I don't count on anybody to do that for me. It's me. I'm doing this, you know. And if somebody wants to join me and do that along the way, let's do this. Like, I'm ready, you know. But if not, that's okay. It's okay.
Approximately how many level 1s do you have?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Rhonda, how many do I have, do you think?
I'm the one that asked the question. Let me get on and look, and I'll get back to you. I can keep up with you. Let me look. I'll look.
Honestly, I don't know how many level 1s, because now my husband's team I consider that my team, my level 1s too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm taking care of those people. He's not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
for sure. So another question was, do you reach down to your goals team and take care of their people?
Yes, I check up on them at least probably once a month. Yep. Very important.
You guys, if you have a mindset that they're somebody else's team, you're going to lose people. Okay. As soon as your ambassadors underneath you sign up people on their team, they signed up on your team too. It is just as much your responsibility to make sure that those people are active, because you can't control your ambassadors and what they do and how they help their people. So as soon as you see a new person added to your team, reach out to them and start a relationship with them. We have added 28 people this month. I have friend requested, not all of them yet because I've been doing it in stages, but working through friend requesting all of those people and sent them a quick message just saying, hey, my name's Ansley. I'm your senior Ruby upline. It's really nice to meet you. I can't wait to see your health journey. And they all respond. Okay. And then we're like, oh, I started this for health, for energy. What made you interested in plexus? And you just get to know those people so that when they have a question, if they're not getting it answered, they feel comfortable coming to you. If their sponsor falls off the face of the earth, they don't know who to reach out to, and then they fall off. So you want them to be plugged in and connected in your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Another thing I wanted to talk about is like Facebook posting, being consistent with your posts. I think it's so important because people watch you. I had a girl sign up on Sunday night. I used to be best friends with her. She used to live next to me growing up. And Sunday was St. Patrick's Day. And I just did my IPA was, hey, how was your St. Patrick's Day? Did you guys do anything fun? Easy as that, right? That's still considered IPA because you're reaching out and you're creating those relationships. Okay. So she responds. She lives in Alabama. I'm here in St. Louis area. And she responds and she's talking to me. And I'm like, I need to mention plexus to her. I have to. Like, she is a mover and a shaker, and that is who I need. I need that right now on my team. And it was late at night. I don't know, like 9:30, way past my bedtime because I have to get up at 4:45. And she's like, we're talking, and she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to get up, go to bed now. I have to get my husband. He fell asleep on the couch. He's snoring. We got to get to bed. And I'm like, oh, dang it, because I wanted to just throw in the pink drink. Wanted to mention something about it. Well, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just talk to you later. And she's not really good about Facebook and responding. And I was like, gosh, I'm finally like getting able to talk to her, but she wanted to get off, to get her husband to bed. And next thing I know, I was like, okay, well, good night. I'll talk to you later. She brings up, because I did a Facebook post Sunday night, she brings up, you're going to have to talk to me about your gut health thing. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she just mentioned that to me. Like, oh, this is what I was like waiting for, right? Okay, so I'm talking to her about it. She has like bloating, energy, needs help with energy, all this different stuff. And before I can even say anything, she's texting me her credit card information because she's like, order me whatever I need. And I'm like, okay, well, let's back up here just a little bit, you know, and I talked to her about it, and I signed her up that night. I stayed up till like 10:30 signing her up. But, you know, it was just a simple message of, hey, did you do anything for St. Patrick's Day? How was your weekend? Easy as that. And I made that Facebook post. She saw that, and there was that connection, you know.
That's why it's so important to have relationships to be built, because had you reached out to her first and said, hey, have you heard of my pink drink? It probably would have gone the complete opposite direction rather than, you know, starting that conversation with just chit-chatting.
Yes. So I like to stay consistent with my Facebook posts. I usually always post in the evenings, a lot of times, or early in the mornings is what I do. So I find that evening time is better, and usually in between anything after like 7:30, in between 7:30 and 8 is a good time to post, because that's when us busy moms are starting to wind down. You know, kids are probably already getting in bed, and before you go to bed, you usually look at Facebook, you know, and so I do my Facebook post, and I also post it on my story. I find that's really important too. I haven't had a lot of people like reach out to me on my story, but everybody that likes my story is getting a message. Okay. So not only everybody that likes my personal post comments on my post, but everybody that even looks at my story, they just look at it. They don't even have to like it. Anybody that looks at it, they're getting a message, and I'm creating that relationship with them. And then we kind of.
Where are you finding your content? You have really great Facebook posts, and I notice that often. I've shared them with my team. Where do you create your own content, or are you following certain people that you're?
Yeah, I just follow a bunch of different people, and if I like it, I save it on my phone.
Who are your favorite people to follow?
Oh gosh, Angela Krangler. I don't know how you say her last name. She is one of them.
I think. Angela Krangler, I think.
Yeah, her. Brittany Cohen. Taylor Atkins. She does good. She was on the leaders board. And that's another thing. Look for people that are on leaders board and, you know, follow them, because they did something to get on there, and they're probably having good Facebook posts. I think that's important. Who else? Oh, Christy Doss. I just started following her. She has some good ones.
See, these are people that I've never heard of, so I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I find a lot of people on the leaders board, and I'll friend request them or send them a message telling them congratulations, you know.
Awesome.
Get to know them that way. But and then my Instagram is hard. I need help with Instagram. I do. Gosh, it's hard. My Instagram is public, and I really don't post that many pictures of my family on there. But, you know, you get a lot of people from all over the world, and that's hard. And finding that personal relationship is hard too, because I've messaged a lot of people on Instagram. They read it, but they never respond.
I struggle with Instagram because I find that most people that reach out or like my posts or any of those things are already in network marketing. So they're doing the same thing that I'm doing, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, okay. It's hard to find. Yeah. For me, it's been hard to find like just normal people that are like you can find on Facebook that are just using Instagram for social media and not for a business.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so what else? What else would you like to know? You guys, this is an opportunity to ask her the tough stuff. So what are you struggling with? What can she help you with?
I would also say I would try to be organized, even though I'm not like, I'm very organized person. So it's killing me that I'm like flying by the seat of my pants here. So it's so important to make different lists of people, like people that you are, just reaching out to, people that you've mentioned Plexus to, people that you've sent those samples to, because following up with those samples is so important because you know that they're interested. And then maybe there's other people that are interested that you haven't sent samples yet to, so just keeping all those different stages of people organized. So when there is a good promotion, like, what we have going on right now and winning the iPad and waiving the membership fee, you can, oh, here's my list of all my fence sitters that already know the different ways to order. Bam, let's send them all a message.
And that's
what I did.
That's how she signed up and earned her iPad the first day, you guys.
Yeah, within like 2 hours. I kept messaging Rhonda and I'm like, when are these codes gonna be out? I got my 6 people and all their information's right here. Like, let's do this, So once those codes came out, all I had to do was plug in their information because I already had it all in front of me. And I think we found out about it like that earlier that week. I think it was. So that day that we found out about it, all my fence sitters were getting a message. And
you just asked people for their credit card information? Hey, send me your credit card information.
Oh yeah, and social.
Okay, over social media. That's how they give it to you, or do they give it to you?
Oh no, I say if you feel more comfortable, you can either text or call me.
Okay, so a couple more questions. My question is, did you ever have any fear of reaching out to people, and how did you get over that?
No.
No,
I'm not. No, I'm not scared. Like, if you don't like it, then just unfriend me. I don't care.
Even in the beginning when you first started, you just ran with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's there to be scared of? Who cares?
Well, I love that attitude, but that is not the normal attitude. So that's why I asked, because I wanted to know.
If they don't like it, then don't be friends with me. I don't care. I mean, my brother has told my mom that I'm annoying on Facebook. Well, then don't be friends with me then.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here to help people feel better. That's my job, is to help people feel better, that we're struggling and suffering inside. And if you don't like that mindset that I have, then I don't want to be friends with you anyway.
I love it. See? Okay, so Stormy wants to know, when you meet someone in public, do you add them on social media immediately, or do you give them a business card? How are you connecting with those people after the initial meet?
Oh yeah. Okay. So at the post office. Okay. I'm at the post office mailing my samples, which my post office lady is one of my level 1, so she's on my team. But there was a stranger in the post office, and she was talking about how she has tried the pink drink before, because the post office, lady and I are talking about our Plexus just as she's getting my envelope ready. And this lady next to me is like, oh, I've tried the pink drink before. I really like it. I'm like, oh, have you tried the new pink drink, the hunger control? And she's like, no, I haven't. I'm like, I have a sample right here. And I was like, would you like to try it? And she's like, absolutely. So I give her a sample. I give her a business card. But I say, do you happen to have Facebook? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, can I go ahead and just add you right now as a friend? Because I have a lot of good information on my Facebook page. And that way I have her information to reach back out to her. Because if I would have just given her a business card and given her a sample, I don't know who she is, and I'd never see her again. And I wanted to reconnect with her. So I added her as a friend on Facebook, and come to find out, she is one of my level 2 sister-in-law. But she had never tried Plexus through her sister-in-law before. And it kind of got a little weird because her sister-in-law is like, I've been trying to talk to her, for a while about Plexus, but she really won't respond to me about it, And I'm like, okay, well, I can help you, you know. And yeah, so we've been talking to her, but I don't want to like step on any boundaries because that is her sister-in-law. So she's still thinking about it, still thinking about doing it. So, you know, it's a step.
Whoops. And we teach our team to go back to that sponsor and like you said, and help them help sign them up. Okay. Next question is, how do you handle crickets? They approach you about the product and then they stop responding.
Oh yes. Let me show you. I have a girl that comes to mind. She reached out. Okay. So I, you know, created that relationship with her. Let's see when that was. Okay, in December 14th, I said, hey, Katie, how are you? How is your Christmas shopping going? No response. December 24th, I sent her a message saying Merry Christmas. No response. January 4th, I sent her a message. Hey, girl, how are you? Do you have any plans this weekend? No response. Okay, 1, 2, 3. January 10th, I was like, you know what? I'm just going for it. Hey girl, how are you? I wanted to reach out to you and ask if you've ever tried the pink drink before. Okay, that's all I said. And she goes, hi, I have not. I was just looking at your picture and you look amazing. Can you tell me a little bit more about your pink drink? And I said, yes, I definitely can. And so I told her about, you know, what the pink drink helps with. And she responded, that sounds amazing. And I go, it really is. What all do you need help with? I would love to help you. And she never responded. And then she never responded. Then January 11th, I said, oh my gosh, are you ready for this crazy snowstorm we're going to have? And she goes, sorry, I didn't realize I didn't message you back. But no, it's crazy. She goes, so what are the products you sell? Do they come in a bundle or how does it work? I'm interested in getting back into shape and cutting some unwanted fat. And I said, oh my gosh, we're supposed to get 8 to 12 inches of snow. And then I tell her how I would love to help her burn some fat and how she does look amazing. And I would recommend starting with the Slim Hunger Control Pink Drink and the Meta Burn. It's amazing and my new favorites. And then I tell her how the Meta Burn melts fat around your waist, hips, and thighs, supports your happy mood, and gives you natural energy. And she goes, that sounds amazing. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're like going good here, right? And I go, yes, it is amazing. Can I give you some more information on ways to order? And she goes, yes, please. So I kind of tell her the different ways. And then I also say, can I also send you a video, the third-party tool on the MetaBurn? And she goes, yes, please do. And after I did all that, I didn't hear back from her for a good month. And I kept reaching back out to her, but she never responded to me. So then February 13th, I was looking at her Facebook page because I'm like, gosh, this girl would be awesome and I don't want to lose her. Well, I noticed she is from a town where my best friend's husband is from. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to make a connection there. So I'm like, hey girl, do you happen to be from Nashville, Illinois? And she's like, yeah, I sure am. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know Steve Barr? And she's like, yes, I know him. I'm like, that's my best friend's husband. And she's like, no way, small world, right? And we reconnect there, and she then didn't respond after that. So then I tell her on February 27th, I sent a message out saying, hey girl, how have you been? I would love to help you, shed some unwanted fat and help you, with your weight loss. I have a promo code that is getting ready to come out to waive that membership fee that we had talked about. I would love to help you. How does that sound? And I still haven't heard back from her. And then on St. Patrick's Day, that Sunday when I did all that IPA, and I said, hey girl, how was your weekend? Did you do anything for St. Patty's Day? She read all of that and never responded.
So, cricket.
So, it happens.
It happens. But here's the thing, Val, that I want you to see is that she didn't stop. She didn't say, oh, she doesn't want to buy Plexus from me, so I'm not going to create a relationship with her anymore. She continued to not just talk about Plexus, but to reach out to her about other things. If you don't know this person, it doesn't matter. Go find something on their Facebook page that you can connect with. And remember that it takes 7 to 12 contacts to make a sale. Okay? Those are those little taps, and they're gonna come, but it's not always gonna be right away. So I promise you, probably in the next year, this girl will probably sign up on her team. But it may not happen now. It may not happen this week. It may not happen next week. I'm 3.5 years into this business. I have people from the very beginning of my journey that have told me no over and over again that are just now coming around because I'm still here. Okay.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
Do I sign up any preferred customers? I will if they don't want to give the products at least 90 days to work. Yep. Or if they just want slim, or if they just want BioCleanse, But if they're going to order the triplex, or they're going to order the slim and Metaburn and Pop, then it's silly to, do preferred.
Yeah.
We
agree. And how wonderful, I have to give cheers to our corporate team that has really helped with, sorry, my kids are banging on walls, helped getting our subscriptions turned on right away. That we have like a 99 success rate with having subscriptions turn on all the time. So that's exciting.
Yes, it is. It helps out a lot.
All right. Anything else? I've got 5 more minutes. Is there anything that anybody wants to ask, or anything, Elizabeth, that you feel like one extra thing that you want to jump in with? If somebody on our team is feeling stuck, give me some advice.
If you're feeling stuck, I would just, start with go back to your why and why you're doing this, and, set your goals and just try to keep working at it. I would just say, go back to your why and, just keep reaching out, keep trying to create those relationships. I feel like that is so important because people don't want to feel like they're being sold to, because that is a major turnoff and they will just turn away from you, And when I first started, I sent cold messages to every Facebook friend I had. So now when I pull those people back up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just right off the bat sent that to them. And they've read it, but they've never responded. So now I'm going back to try to create those relationships with them, and that's what's important, because a lot of times when you come straight off, about other things, they're not, they're like, I don't even know what that is.
And that's important. She says she waits at least 3 weeks, you guys, before she reaches out about Plexus. So that's why the 90-day rule is important. If you are looking for a goal, 90 days ahead from now is when you're going to be able to be trying to achieve that. She didn't get these, fence sitters, these, 12 people to join her team by reaching out to 12 people this week and saying, hey, join my team. She's been working with those people for at least 90 days that have created the ability for her to have these fence sitters to do that. So just keep that in mind.
Planting those seeds. You got to plant those seeds, because one day those seeds, it'll be time to harvest.
Elizabeth, on average, how many people are you reaching out to on a daily basis, creating relationships with?
Oh gosh, lately I've been so busy. I don't know. I mean, like
It's
some days
approximately.
I reach out to a lot, and I don't know.
Do you give yourself like a goal, like I'm
I
gonna
would say
5 or?
I would say I at least try to reach out to, I don't know, anywhere from, 25 a day at least. If I can do more, I will do more,
Okay, so that's a big number, you guys. Most people say, don't forget to reach out to at least 5 people. Somebody that's growing as fast as this, she's reaching out to 25. Okay, so just keep these little things in mind. She's not reaching out to 25 people and talking about plexus.
No.
Not to 25 people and saying, hey girl, how are you? What's your weather like? Are your kids
something to talk about? I don't know.
Do you have any summer plans? What are you doing for Easter? Those kind of things.
Hey, how was your weekend? Or, today's Friday. So say, hey, do you have any fun plans this weekend? And some people will be like, why are you asking? I'm like, oh, I just like to get to know my Facebook friends,
And I use Blast from the Past all the time. I don't know about y'all, but I have a lot of people from high school or middle school on my Facebook, and if I haven't reached out to them in a while, I just reach out and just say, oh my gosh, Blast from the Past, how are you? It's been forever. Catch me up on life. Okay? And people want to tell you about themselves. They do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us. I appreciate it. And I'll get you this recording. I can't wait to see you go Senior Ruby because I know it's coming quick.
Oh, gosh. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good weekend.